What's good, everybody? It's the Clown with Cav show. Today we're going to talk about women and how important women are in today's society. Me being a dude, we have to understand we need women. Women need to be in our lives to just complete our lives. That's just what I believe. But why do I think today women have the easiest existence they've ever had of all time? And I'm going to kind of explain that to you. I really, truly believe that. I think women have the easiest existence ever. And I'm going to start to explain why. Because we live in a social media day and age where we can kind of just post whatever we want. And we have a thing called OnlyFans now. And why is OnlyFans so popular? People who don't know what OnlyFans is an online platform for sex workers and people to kind of have soft pornography in a way where they would sell it to people who would actually buy into this. Yes, we have men out there, especially weak men, that would buy into these, subscribe to these users, and use monthly fees on this. We're talking, anything from $9.99 on up a month to where they prescribe to these women. They really would. They would go out of their way to see these women, and the thing is, they would never even meet these women. They only see them online, which is the scary part. But the thing is like, why are the weak men really vulnerable in this situation? Because they're buying into this. They're giving these women money monthly. That's what they do. It can range from some women can make up to, a couple grand a month to hundreds of thousands a month. Like, it's crazy, right, to think of that perspective. But let's dive into OnlyFans and really what is OnlyFans. It took me a while to understand what OnlyFans truly is. I mean, my best friend's girlfriend had to explain it to me a little bit. Shout out to Marco, his girlfriend. Anyway, she has OnlyFans as well. Shout out to her. She's doing her own thing. What she told me, how she does her OnlyFans is all she does is take pictures of herself nude. So there's not like any clip pictures or any of that. It's just like, her breast and just everything else that you could think, her ass, all that stuff. She sends pictures to this dude and he sends it out and betrays her basically. Like, they'll have guys like email her, text her, but it's all going to this other individual that's portraying her and saying, hey, yeah, this is me, but it's really not her. Basically tricking the guys, thinking that she's really talking to these men, but these men don't understand that, dude, this isn't the actual girl you're talking to, bro. This is another guy on this just bagging up, making a percentage of her income. And she makes anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 a month on OnlyFans. And that's all she does is just upload photos to this dude who ends up uploading them on OnlyFans. So there's a process in it now. Now every OnlyFans girl is probably different. She makes her money elsewhere, or maybe just does it all of herself. Or actually she does email and text these guys back and stuff like that. There probably are some women out there that are really money hungry where they're like, hey, I want the whole revenue. I want at least 75-80% of the revenue, whereas some of these women are getting half of the revenue. What hard work did they put in? Besides looking good and everything, that's really what they did to this. Like, that's crazy, right? Now, let's say I'm a woman and I have nothing going for me. I dropped out of college. Everything, my whole life is going in a spiral. It's going downhill, have nothing going for me, and I do have good looks. Well, if I'm a woman in that situation, I'm saying, hey, I'm going to get OnlyFans. Like, why not? Like, is it really that hard, to upload some photos? Yes, and I understand, like, that could be personable as well, personal, but at the same time, it's like, well, if you have nothing going for you, there are women out there, and they don't even have to be 100% like a dime. They don't have to be attractive. There are some women that actually do OnlyFans that are not attractive at all, yet they're still making thousands monthly. Like, that is insane, right? Like, the revenue involved in OnlyFans is pretty crazy, right? There's some women that make $100,000 a year. Now, there's some other women that make a couple million a year. There was a school teacher a couple years ago that made literally $2-3 million in 1 year. Like, she was like, hey, instead of, teaching, making $40,000-$50,000 a year, I can make this on OnlyFans and just be retired in a couple years. Like, the longevity, I don't think is there for women. And I think women understand that. Like, I'm not going to be hot my whole life. Like, only have a certain amount of time, maybe a decade, to really where I can make the top tier money. Like, that's how you got to look at it, and maybe invest your money elsewhere. But for women to do this, like, do I blame women for doing this? Absolutely not. Because, like, if you're broke or working a dead-end job, your life isn't going great, Like, yeah, you're going to resort to OnlyFans. Like, why not? If you can make a couple thousand a month on that, like, you're going to do that rather than just go into, a shitty job that you're never going to get ahead in. Like, that's why women do this, and I can see why. Like, if I'm a woman, I probably would go down that avenue and say, hey, instead of me working my ass off at this pizza joint or whatever the case may be, why not just upload OnlyFans on here? But the thing is, the weak people in this whole institution right here are the weak men that actually pay money for this. Like, it's crazy, right? There are weak men that actually do this, that pay money, and they never met these women before. Or they might do a meet and greet one day out of the year. What do you do? Like, you're literally helping their lives so dramatically to whereas the end of the stick is the men that really don't be getting pussy all the time. Like, let's be honest here. Let's call a spade a spade. Like, there are men out there that don't get coochie all the time, that are really horny, that just want to bust a nut, and they're going to willing to go any type of way to do that. And that's OnlyFans. That's what they're going to do. They're going to subscribe to the OnlyFans, and they're going to be, a fan for life. If it's $10 a month for them, though, they don't care. As long as they're getting their nut, you have to understand, like, a lot of the men out there, they want to get their nut, and that's that. Like, straight up. Like, I've done it before in my early 20s. I just wanted to get a quick nut. Absolutely. Every man wants that nut, right? And that's an avenue to get your nut is OnlyFans. And really, the women are just bagging up. They're finessing on these weak men that are just out here just desperate to the T, dude. They have no game, they can't talk, they have no social skills. Like, some of this stuff, like, we have to realize, like, bro, like, what are you doing, bro, with your life? Like, why are you subscribing to some of these women that you're never going to meet in your life? You don't even know them. Like, you don't know who they are as a person. You don't know if they're a backstabber. You don't know what they do. You only see their flesh. Like, you only see who they are. Like, their skin. Like, yeah, they look hot, but you don't know who they are deep down inside. You don't know their heart. Like, you just don't. But I just think women today, man, they take advantage of the weak men, and that's what they're really capitalizing on is the weak men out there in today's society, where the women are just bagging up, they're hustling, they're basically like they're the pimps now. Back in the 80s and 70s, you had the men that would pimp out their chick, but nowadays it's like their chick is pimping out their own chick. Like, the women are pimping out their own women now. Like, they got smart. They understood the business side of OnlyFans. They understand that, hey, I can make revenue of $500,000 in a couple years on OnlyFans. Is that rocket science? Like, do I have to get a college degree to do this? No, you don't, dude. You don't need any type of education whatsoever to bag up on OnlyFans. So, like, women out there are continuing to do it at a high pace. Now, what's the downside of OnlyFans? Obviously, you're going to get a lot more divorces in marriage. We already know this here in America. Like, marriage is a joke, kind of, really. Like, let's just be honest here. It's a joke. Like, the divorce rate's so high right now, the highest it's ever been. Like, it's crazy. It's a joke to me, like, what marriage is and what marriage represents here in America today. It's more just like, hey, how do we look in our photos 10 years from now? We're not going to care. We're going to be divorced anyway. Like, that's what it is. So I think a lot more people are resorting to OnlyFans. I mean, there are people that say dudes do it, but let's be honest here. Like, the cash cow in OnlyFans are the beautiful women out there that are doing this. And they're not breaking their back. They're not going out in the 95-degree temperature and laying, asphalt on the ground. They're not building, towers downtown in big cities. Like, come on, bro. They're in their house, in the air conditioning, taking pictures of themselves. Whatever the case may be. Some OnlyFans are different than others, but like I said, my best friend's girl, all she does is upload photos to this dude, and they get a percentage on it. She puts, there's obviously there's more to it than just uploading pictures, but it's not that hard, right? Like, she isn't going out of her way to do certain things. Like, she's still going about her day. She's still doing her stuff on the side besides OnlyFans. She's still doing this and that. So it's just like, it's not only just straight OnlyFans. Now, however, if you're the cash cow and you're pulling in over $100K a freaking year on OnlyFans, you're bagging up. Like, you're bagging up. I mean, if you're making $3 to $4K a month on OnlyFans, you're obviously bagging up. Now, there's going to be a cost to this. Obviously, your pictures online now, like weirdos that you've never seen before. You don't know if they're rapists whatsoever. Like, they're going to go after you. You're a target to society once you're on OnlyFans, like a male or female. It's definitely the females, though. It's just like the women out there, it's just like, holy cow. Like, that's why I think there's another way. Now, obviously, people are going to say, well, Cap, what about the women who aren't beautiful, who have a rough life, who don't have OnlyFans? Well, obviously, there's just different avenues to get into, obviously, but even like the women who aren't attractive, they're still on OnlyFans. They're still like chicks that men have fetishes for, where they're still bagging up. Like, they could be a tall chick, a tall skinny chick. There could be a guy out there sending so much bread to this small or tall skinny chick where she's just bagging up. Like, straight up. That I just think over time, like, I'm not trying to disrespect women, because if I was a woman and I was broke, I would definitely do OnlyFans. I just think there's other ways to market yourself rather than just show your ass and tits online. Like, let's be honest here. But that's just an easy way for them. And take advantage. Shout out to the ladies. I mean, obviously, you have that ability to do that. If you have a beautiful breast, you have a big ass. Hey, you're already automatically plus right there. You're automatically going to generate revenue. And if you're not going to generate revenue, you're going to generate attention, which equals revenue down the road. So, like, regardless, whether it's, cash dollar signs or the attention more and more, over time, it's going to translate to money. And it's a big business. That's what the world is today. It's a big business, and OnlyFans is a huge business. It's a huge market, and it's great for, young women out there that are really doing this. Honestly, I don't want to meet my wife to be an OnlyFans girl. Let's be straight up. Like, if I ever get married, I'm not going to be like, yeah, my wife does OnlyFans, bro. Like, yeah. Like, obviously, okay, you could come at me and say, well, Cap, what if she's making $20,000 a month? Would you still marry her? I mean, dude, it's a concept, bro. Like, it's a concept to me. The money at the end of the day, that can kind of deteriorate, when it comes to marriage. Like, for real, bro. Like, this is marriage here. We're talking about getting married, and my wife's over here uploading ass pictures online. I have a big problem with that. I have a huge problem with that. And it can lead to divorces. I mean, there's guys out there that their wives are cheating on them, taking advantage of them, being housewives, and not being loyal. That's just how it is. I think it works on both ways. I really do. I think men typically cheat more in a marriage than women. However, women have the capability of cheating more. So, like, women, I have it more easier when it comes to that aspect. But men, they cheat more. They just do. Men out there today, they're horny. They like I said, they just want to get a nut. That's what it comes down to. Like, if you're a dude out there and you're horny and you see a girl with big ass and big titties, you're gonna want a nut. Like, that's just how it is. Unless you're like absolutely queer, then you go the other way, which is fine. That's your belief. That's your view. If you love sucking dick, if you're a dude, that's what you love, sucking dick. Like, that's just who you are, I guess, right? But overall, in general, in a marriage between a man and a woman, I do think the men cheat more, and it makes sense to have more avenues to do so. They have so many social media platforms where chicks are just out here just, really just putting themselves out there. That's just what they do in things. But I just think overall, dealing with women, I do think it is an easy way to bag up. And we look at, the history of humans, it's just like, well, prostitution is one of the earliest trades back in, like, the ancient Roman days. That's just what it was. So, like, nowadays, women don't even have to be a prostitute anymore. You could be hot, super hot, upload some photos online, and bag up and meet some guys that are willing to go the extra mile, willing to give you the extra money and the extra paper for that. Because I do think a marriage between a man and a woman and sex between a man and a woman is so, like, intimate, where it's like God's gift. But I think right now in 2024, we're kind of destroying God's gift, what he's given to us. Nowadays, like, everybody's out here. Everybody wants to have sex with everybody, right? Somebody that's attractive, somebody that's willing to go that mile. But it's just like, man, bro, like, we got to pump the brakes here. Like, what happened to the old school traditional ways? The wife would cook and clean at home, do this and that. But I do think women today are more independent than they've ever been before. However, I still think they have one of the most easiest existence they've ever had leading up into 2024 right now. I really do. More women graduate college than men. Like, more men are suicidal than women, dude. Like, to be a woman today, you're winning. You're winning today, bro. Like, straight up. Now, if there's women out there that are really don't have confidence or really overweight, well, even with guys out there, you start hitting the gym then. Go to the gym. Do it the old-fashioned way. That's how I like to describe it. Going to the gym is such a natural high. It's a natural ability to where it frees your mind and it just clears you out, dude. It really does. I think it's one of the best stress relievers of all time besides prayer. I do think the gym is one of those things where people need to start doing that. If you're overweight, whether you're male or female, start going to the gym. Do it the natural way. Don't be taking pills, stuff like this. Go the easy way out. I do think that is the natural way to do it. And that's what a lot of the OnlyFans women do. They go to the gym. They work on their bodies because they know for this short amount of time in this, 5 to 10 year gap, or maybe even longer. You know, you got mothers on OnlyFans now. Like, it's crazy, right? MILFs is what we call them. Like, dude, straight up, they got MILFs on OnlyFans. That is insane to me, bro. It really is. But, you know, overall, it's just like people love going to the gym. It's just a new era. You know, there's studies that came out and said, you know, this generation coming up doesn't drink as much as, you know, the generations before, which is a great thing because we realize that alcohol is poison for the body. We realize that alcohol can lead to worse things in your life. So it does make sense. Instead of alcohol, let's go to the gym. Let's go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? It's that easy. You know, once you make it to the gym, you defeated half the purpose right there. Now you just have the other half put in the work, put in the time, and you could do it. If the President of the United States had time, I'm referring to Barack Obama during his term, if he had time to go to the gym, you have time to go to the gym. There's no excuse whatsoever, dude. Like, that's the biggest excuse about people not going to the gym, people who are overweight, people who are not really confident about themselves. They always say, dude, like, Cap, like, I don't have time. I don't have time to go to the gym. Well, you know, Barack Obama had time to go to the gym, but you don't. Like, what's the difference here? Like, you know what I'm saying? I just think getting that routine and getting that habit. But overall, man, OnlyFans, just online in general, the internet has changed society 100%. People are making money online, just not on OnlyFans. All different types of social media outlet platforms where they're bagging up. They're making money off advertisements. They're making money off so many different things, mainly advertisements. It's just like, holy cow. Who would have thought that you could bag up on this? But shout out to all the women out there that are really bagging up on OnlyFans. I can't hate on them. I really can't. Because, you know, some of these women, they might come from poor backgrounds where they never had anything in their lives. However, a lot of them have come from, like, daddy money where they never had to work a day in their life. They've been privileged. They don't know what hard work is. They never really had a job before in their lives. So, like, I can't really relate to that. But I can't relate to somebody who's getting it from the mud, who's getting it from the ground up and building it up to an empire. I can respect it. You know, you got a woman that's really beautiful from the slums, you made it to OnlyFans, end up making 5-10 grand a month. You know, I'm not going to hate on her for the hustle. I'm not, you know, because she's probably diving into other things besides OnlyFans out there. I just think OnlyFans has changed it so much. I think there's a lot of weirdos as well on OnlyFans, especially dudes. You know, you got fat, overweight dudes on OnlyFans that are like, probably masturbating to some of these women on OnlyFans, dude. I assume that's what they do, right? They don't just look at it. They definitely masturbate. They want to get that nut. That's what they do. So these chicks sending these photos, they subscribe to them monthly. So monthly, say a woman's got like, 40 subscribers in 1 month? Like, she's bagging up. She is bagging up, dude. Who knows how much it's going to cost you monthly plus the annual fee on top of that. Like, that is insane to me, dude. So, like, I just think overall, man, like, it's crazy to me that it's possible that you could really bag up if you're a woman on OnlyFans. It's crazy. I mean, dude, like, I just never thought it would really be in our lifetime to where, you know, we'd have women on there that are just taking pictures of their body, just bagging up. Like, you know, porn's a completely different thing, right? But in a way, it's kind of very similar to OnlyFans. Maybe just a little bit different, but still a similar concept. You're still showing your private parts. You're still showing these, like, stuff that, like, you know, growing up as a kid was probably not the right thing to do, right? Like, your parents probably taught you, hey, let's not do this and that. Like, you know, sex can wait till marriage, so to speak. At least that's how I was raised. But, like, nowadays it's just, like, the complete opposite. You know, have sex as much as you can. Like, get on OnlyFans. All this stuff, it's crazy to me. It really is, bro. But, you know, shout out to the women out there. They're really bagging up, and I can't believe it. I don't really know what else to say besides I do truly stand to this word, and I don't mean to offend any woman out there, but I do think they have the easiest existence ever, dude. They really do. If you look hot or semi-hot, you don't even have to be a complete dime. If you're semi-hot, life is relatively going to be easy for you. Now, obviously, if you're just a mean person, you have the victim mentality, you just hate life in general, well, obviously, life's going to be hard. But if you're a woman out there and you're somewhat attractive,
but really attractive, like, life's going to be pretty easy for you. It really is. Like, there's not much, it's not rocket science here. Like, you're going to get married. You're going to marry a rich guy. You're just going to have a nice dogs, nice kids, nice house. And the end of story, right? Like, that's how it's supposed to go, right? The American dream. You get married. You guys are rich now. You have a big house. You have beautiful yard, beautiful kids, beautiful dogs, blah, 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 all this stuff, right? That's how it's supposed to go. But not everybody's a winner in life. Like, that's just how it is. Like, everybody's not going to be a winner. Everybody's not going to make it. Everybody's not going to be successful. But I do think for women today, you could be an average woman. Like, you could have no education whatsoever and be somewhat hot and get on OnlyFans and bag up and become a millionaire in America today. That's just one way to become a millionaire. Ain't that crazy? You can become a millionaire on OnlyFans. Shout out to the woman out there. Shout out to OnlyFans. It's the Clown with Cab show. Let's go!